Clean food, clean seeds, healthy babies, healthy bodies. Clean food, clean seeds, healthy babies, healthy bodies, healthy bodies, healthy bodies. Hey amigos, this is Matthew Human, and we're gonna make coconut milk today, straight from the coconut. This is a hard cocoa. I got this, you can get this at any grocery store. I'm not sure where this one came from, maybe from the beach. But you can get this at any grocery store in America. Most of them have it. You want to buy a few of them to make sure that you're going to get a good one. But they're really cheap, and they make so much coconut milk, and it's so cheap. I'm here with my coconut tree I planted about 4 years ago, and it's starting to grow. I'm like amazed by this plant. It's like it produces so much food, oil, it's just amazing, and it literally could keep you alive on a desert island. So I'm excited. Are you excited? We're gonna make some coconut milk. Here we go. If I was on an island with only one thing, it'd be leche de coco for me. So for the first step in the process, we're gonna have to get the meat out of this coconut. And so in order to do that, you need a machete, you need a hard surface to cut it on, and you're gonna need a jar of some kind of glass that you can put the coconut water in once it's opened. So the coconut has two different sides. It has this pointy side, and it has this side with the three little nubs. That's the side we're gonna cut a little, just make a little hole and cut open this first. Just a little hole. Be careful, because if your machete's like sharp like mine, and that's about all we need, is something like that. Once you can see the meat, it's good. And just make a little hole. And the first thing you need to always do is make sure the coconut is good. Oftentimes these coconuts come from far away, especially if you're in the United States. So you need to make sure that it's good. You smell it. If the water smells good, if the meat looks nice and white like this, it's usually good. Taste it. If the meat is good and sweet, you know it's good, and this one's a good one. So then, we're gonna take the water. This is not coconut milk, by the way. This is coconut water. There's a big difference. And these type of coconuts don't usually have a ton of water, so it's just a little bit. This, you can drink it, or we can add it to the coconut milk later. So now we're gonna chop this in half, so we can easily scoop out the meat, just like that. And now we've got a bunch of amazing coconut meat. And so we're gonna go inside, we're gonna scoop this out, and we're gonna shred it down. You guys ready? Follow me. All right, so here we are, we're in the kitchen. We've got our coconut split in half. For this part of the process, you're gonna need a bowl, a shredder, and you can use, I have a coconut tool, but you can use a butter knife. Just something to pry the coconut out. So any butter knife should work pretty decently. I've done it many times. So what you wanna do is you wanna get the nub of whatever you're using underneath the bottom of this right here, between the shell and the meat. And if it's old and good and kind of in good shape like this one, it'll be perfect. So basically what you want is something like this. And this brown stuff, it's okay if it comes off with it. This brown stuff is, we're gonna shred it, and you can actually, it's okay to eat like this. The best part of making coconut milk. So I'm gonna finish prying this out, and then we're gonna start shredding. So give me a minute. Clean food, clean seeds, healthy babies, healthy bodies. Clean food. Bueno, let's rinse this off, because it just got a little bit from the shell.
the hairs came off. So we're gonna rinse it off in the sink.
Food, clean seeds, healthy babies, healthy bodies, healthy bodies, healthy bodies.
Okay. And now we have the grater. This is a regular kitchen grater. And the coconut. And we're gonna start to grate it. You can use either this one, but this one usually works. The kind of the bigger one works better, I think. And you're just gonna grate and grate and grate until it's all done. And it'll probably take me about 5 minutes to do this whole thing. And this brown part, you kind of just grate it down to the brown part. You don't really want a lot of it in the milk, because what you're going for is the oil, this kind of fat. The fat that's in the milk. So the brown stuff is mostly fiber.
If I was on an island with only one thing, it'd be leche de coco for me. Yes, if I was on an island with only one thing.
So you might be asking yourself, human, isn't there an easier way to do this? And the answer is yes. You can, A, go to the grocery store and buy some already flaked dried coconuts and put that in the blender, which will work as well. You could maybe, if you have a strong blender, you could just stick the whole coconut right in there and it'll chop it right down. Here at my farm, I'm off the grid. My solar system isn't strong enough yet to accept a blender. So we have a hand crank blender. Also, this is how I learned to make coconut milk from the Caribbean, the traditional way from an old Caribbean Rasta woman in the Caribbean. Her name was Veronica, and she was giving a Caribbean cooking class. I took it, and this is how they used to do it. Just shred it down, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add water. And so let's go to the sink. You want to use some good water. This water, my water, comes from the creek, and we filter it. You want it to be relative to the amount of coconut milk you have, or the coconut shreds you have, because you don't want it to be too thin. Right now, this is about good, at least for the first time. So we got that much water. And now, traditionally what they're gonna do is just take their hands and go like this. And at this point, this is maybe a little thinner than I would have wanted it. If you didn't have a blender, you could strain this and you'd have coconut milk. But since we do have a blender, we're gonna go ahead and use that, and then we'll get even more oil out of this coconut, and it's gonna be a thicker coconut milk. Okay, so now we've got the coconut milk and the water in the bowl, and now you can see it's already starting to separate the oil from the water, which is really nice. So we're gonna blend it. So I have this blender, and I'm gonna pour it in. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here. This is a hand crank blender. You've probably seen these or heard of these, or maybe not. Really handy.
Life hands you cocoa, big leche de coco.
So once you get it nice and blended, and we're gonna look inside there, and it's nice and creamy. And then we're gonna take this. You can use a regular household strainer, or you can use a nut milk bag or a paint strainer. And I'm just gonna take it, and we're gonna pour the milk into it. And then we're going to strain this good stuff out. If you can squeeze this out, do it, because this is the creamiest, the best part of it. If you have like a Vitamix or a NutriBullet, it'll probably do it much coarser than my little hand crank blender does it. So you're gonna get a little creamier than mine, but this is what we got. And so now we've got coconut milk right here. Thick, creamy. I don't know, maybe this is, oh, that's so good. This is maybe like a liter or something like that. Almost a liter. of coconut milk. It cost me $1 to make this because that cost me to buy the coconut. So next time you're paying $4 for one of those things at the store with all the plastic and stuff, just think about maybe just buy some coconut flakes and some. You can even add like different kinds of nuts in it if you have a good blender. Add whatever kind of nuts, almonds, with your coconut, hemp seeds, and blend it all together and strain it. And that's really all you need to do to make nut milk. So this was the traditional way with a little bit of help from my non-traditional hand crank blender. And now, one last thing is you can take all these nice shreds. This is it doesn't have a lot of fat in it, so it's mostly just fiber, but it still has a good coconut flavor. And we're gonna put this on the stove, and I'm gonna toast it for a little while, maybe like 10 minutes on a pan. You don't even need to add oil. Just put it on a dry pan for 10 minutes, toast it, and when it's done, you've got two things. You've got amazing coconut milk, and you've got some coconut shreds to put on your salad, put on your desserts, whatever. So that's really about it. It's as simple as that. It was cheap. It was relatively easy. And I hope you enjoyed the process. Thank you for tuning in. And tune in next time. Enjoy your coconut milk. I'm going to go make a latte.
You can put it in your coffee, put it in your tea. You can put it in anything to make it more sweet. Make a pina colada to cool the rum down. Frank a mote, giant, make a run down. If I was on an island with only one thing, it'd be leche de coco.